Hey guys, today I'm going to cook some baby back ribs on the Weber Kettle. So let's get queuing. I'm going to use my slow and sear accessory for this. That's this thing that holds the charcoal here. This has been in my grill for several years now, and I really like it. So this is a paper towel soaked in vegetable oil, just regular old cooking oil that I'm using to get the charcoal lit. This is just regular old Kingsford briquettes. So we'll get these going here. And also for this, I'm going to use water. The slow and sear has a water reservoir in the front here. So I'll just pour this water in there, fill it up the best I can. Not sure how level my grill is. Works best if your grill is pretty level, otherwise it gets all, the water gets fuller on one side than the other, but looks like my grill is fairly level here. So all right, that looks pretty good, so that'll give us a little bit of steam for the ribs. While my charcoal's getting started there, I'm going to season the ribs with this hot rub by the J. Christopher Company. This has sumac, terminato sugar, paprika, onion, cayenne pepper, garlic, crushed red pepper, kosher sea salt, mustard, and spices. So I'm just going to season that up pretty good with this. Now these ribs have a membrane on the back, and you can pull that off if you want to. And I've done it both ways, but I think I'm just going to leave it on because I feel like it helps keep the moisture in the ribs, makes them a little bit moister. Although you don't get any seasoning on the meat that way, I'm not even going to bother seasoning that part of it because it's not really going to get into the meat anyway with that membrane on there. And we'll do the other side here. Alright, that looks pretty good, and that seasoning is fairly light on the salt, so I'm also going to go over it with just a little bit of kosher salt as well. Alright, that looks pretty good. My coals are starting to look pretty good. They're getting pretty white. I just lit that end because I want the coals to slowly burn across. You know, ribs are going to take probably 4 or 5 hours. So I'm going to try to keep the grill temp around 250 degrees Fahrenheit. So for now, I'm just going to leave the vents wide open, and then I'll adjust them down as the temperature climbs. My grill temperature is getting up around 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Like I said, my vents are still wide open, so I'm going to put it underneath this second hole right here, and I may adjust it one way or another, but right under this, not that hole, but the second hole, that's usually about where I run it when I'm doing ribs. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. My grill's running about 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and my vents are still set the way I had them. The top vent is wide open. So let's take a peek here. All right, those are looking pretty good. I think I'm just gonna turn them over the other way now. Flip them over so they're meat side down for a while. And just get the lid back on there. It's been 4.5 hours total, and the grill's been running around 250 degrees Fahrenheit most of the time. So let's see how these look. Okay, looks like pretty good. Looks like they're starting to, the bone's starting to pull back a little bit, so they should be just about done here. Flip them back over to that side. All right, that looks pretty good. Now, what I normally do is use barbecue sauce, but what I think I'm going to do today is try something a little different and use honey. So I'm just going to brush them with honey, and we'll see how that works out. Just something a little different here. So it'll be kind of sweet, and I got that kind of spicy rub on there. It's got the cayenne pepper and the crushed red pepper in it. So this honey makes it look nice, kind of gives it a nice shiny glazed look. So I'll just get this all brushed on there, and we'll get the lid back on for a few more minutes. All right, that looks pretty good. Get the lid on for just a little bit longer. It's been about 10 minutes since I brushed these with the honey, and total cooking time has been almost 5 hours now, so let's take a look here. Those look pretty good. I'm going to get those off of there. These look good and they smell good. Let's see if I can cut one off here. Go right between the bones right there. Oh yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Looks pretty good to me. Kind of hot. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute and then we'll try it out. Okay, taste test. Yum. Nice and juicy, pretty tender. You get a bite from that spicy rub, and then you get kind of just sweetness from that honey. That's actually pretty good. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like when you, like I usually eat applesauce with pork chops. You get that sweetness. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Annie showed up. Let's give her a piece with the membrane on it and we'll see what she thinks of that. There you go, Annie. Chowed down. Well, those came out pretty good. Every time I do ribs, they come out a little bit different. Every fire is a little bit different, and I season them a little bit different, or whatever. And the main thing, it took about 5 hours at 250 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's going to vary a little bit. The main thing is just to have fun with it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll write everything in the description like usual.